I know I've said this before, but when the landscape shifts, your priorities better shift with it. What made sense months ago, what seemed urgent back then, may not hold up today, and that's exactly where we are with the Pittsburgh Steelers. You look at where this team stood not too long ago, and the consensus loud and clear was that quarterback was the #1 priority by a country mile. But here we are, training camp rolling on, and that conversation has evolved completely. The needs have shifted, and for anyone still pounding the table for a W or two, well, you might be yelling at the wrong wall. Let's rewind just a little bit. The Steelers entered this offseason with a clear goal: fix the quarterback room. It was the topic, the issue, the anchor that was dragging the franchise down. But when you go out and get a guy like Aaron Rodgers, yes, even at this stage of his career you've addressed that. Whether people want to admit it or not, Rodgers has been exactly what the team needed: presence, poise, and a sense of direction. He's not just showing up, he's setting the tone. On and off the field, add in Mason Rudolph and Will Howard for depth, and suddenly, the position that had haunted the Steelers for seasons is no longer a gaping hole, it's a strength. That was the first big piece. Then came the second wave of priorities: wide receiver 2 and slot cornerback. Because once you stabilize your quarterback situation, you naturally look to his supporting cast. That's when things got wild. Minkah Fitzpatrick, a name synonymous with elite safety play, was sent back to Miami. In return, John Smith and his eye-popping 88 catches last season, and Jalen Ramsey, who isn't just a slot corner, he's a defensive chess piece. That move didn't just upgrade the secondary, it reinvented it. Scheme-wise, role-wise, energy-wise, now you're talking about a defense that has flexibility and swagger. Suddenly, the wide receiver room and the secondary went from questions to answers now. Here's where things get really interesting, because not long ago, I was one of those voices saying the Steelers had to bring in another WR from the outside. Someone who could stretch the field, dominate the intermediate routes, take pressure off DK Metcalf, who of course is your WR1 by every definition, but with training camp in full swing. And after seeing the reps, the usage, the alignments, they may not need to go that route anymore. And more importantly, it doesn't look like the front office believes they do either. That brings us to the latest developments. Yes, the Steelers did call the Commanders to inquire about Terry McLaurin, but that move died quickly. McLaurin wants to be a WR1, and with Metcalf in Pittsburgh, that door is closed. McLaurin doesn't want to play second fiddle, and honestly, that's fair. That's who he is. But if that's the case, he's just not a fit here. So, the Steelers walked away. They also passed on Gabe Davis, who remains incredibly talented, but is dealing with a knee injury that clearly hasn't healed enough to make the front office comfortable. So what does that tell us? First, Omar Khan is still looking. He's active. He's scanning the market. But second, and just as crucial, he's not desperate. He's not going to make a move just to make a move. And maybe, just maybe, that tells us they've already found internal solutions. That they're seeing things at camp that we aren't. That guys like Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson, even the tight ends are giving the offense what it needs in the short term. But there's one area that feels like it hasn't gotten that same internal resolution. One area where things feel a little shaky, and that's the offensive tackle position. Because if we're being real, if we're really assessing the roster with brutal honesty, the depth at tackle is borderline alarming. Let's start with Broderick Jones. He's supposed to be your long-term answer. He's the first-round pick, the guy you invested in to hold down that left tackle spot for the next decade. But so far in camp, it's not great. He doesn't look like he's taken that next step. Not yet. He's still inconsistent, still showing the same habits, the same miscues. That doesn't mean he's a bust, not at all. But if you were hoping for a year to leap, it hasn't happened yet. Then there's Calvin Anderson, solid veteran, reliable guy, supposed to be the swing tackle, the backup to both spots, the one who can step in if disaster strikes. But here's the problem: he just got hurt. And according to Mike Tomlin, he's not day-to-day. That alone should make everyone nervous. When you're not day-to-day in August, it usually means you're not playing in September. And now, with Anderson down, you're looking at Dylan Cook and some other names that even die-hard fans would struggle to recognize. That's your depth at tackle. Let that sink in. You're one injury away from relying on guys who have never started a meaningful NFL game, and not just at one position on both edges. That's a risky place to be when your quarterback is almost 41 years old. When you've rebuilt your offense around timing, tempo, and quick execution, and the entire thing hinges on keeping Rodgers upright. healthy, and protected. Now, to be fair, this isn't an easy fix. Tackles don't grow on trees. No team wants to give them up. And the ones who are available either cost a fortune in picks or come with massive contracts. But if the Steelers are serious, if this truly is a here and now kind of season, then that's the move. That's the missing piece. Forget forget slot depth. Go get a tackle. Find someone who can stabilize the edge, even if he's not a star, even if he's just solid, even if he's just a dependable pro who can step in and not get your quarterback killed. Because right now, that's the real vulnerability. And it's the one that could wreck everything before it ever gets going. You've got the cap space. You've got extra draft picks. You've got flexibility, so use it. Don't go into the regular season crossing your fingers that Jones figures it out, or that Anderson's injury isn't as serious. Be proactive. Go fix it. And while we're here, let's talk a bit about this W or the thing again, because it's important to reframe the conversation. What is or to, really? Is it just a second name on the depth chart, or is it about targets, usage, schematics? Because under Arthur Smith, this offense is not going to operate like a traditional spread. We're already seeing signs of that in camp. The O for package, for example, 0 running backs. For tight ends, that's not a gimmick. That's the identity forming. Think about it. John Smith, Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, and Connor Hayward, all of them viable pass catchers, all of them getting reps, all of them being used in multiple ways. You're talking about a tight end group that could collectively account for 50, 60, maybe even 70% of your non-running back targets. Then there's the backfield. Jaylen Warren, Kenny Gainwell, Caleb Johnson, all of them involved in the passing game, all of them capable of catching 3 to 5 balls on any given Sunday. So now your quarterback has, conservatively, 6 to 7 reliable options before you even start talking about guys like Roman Wilson, Scotty Miller, or Ben Skowronek. And let's not forget DK Metcalf. He is going to get his. He's going to be targeted like a WR1 because he is a WR1. Expect 8 to 10 looks per game, maybe more. The offense will flow through him. He'll be the focal point. So do you still need a classic WR2? Maybe not. Maybe the production comes from variety instead of hierarchy. Maybe this is a team where 10 different players catch a pass every week, where you never know if it's going to be a tight end, a running back, or a fourth wide out lining up in the slot and getting open on 3rd and 4. That's the kind of flexibility Arthur Smith seems to be building. That's the kind of offense the Steelers appear to be installing. But none of that matters if your offensive line can't hold. None of that matters if you're constantly shifting protections to hide a weak tackle. None of that matters if Aaron Rodgers is getting hit 5 times a game. That's the priority now. That's where the focus should be. So, while some fans and media are still hammering the table for a new wide receiver, the smart move, the necessary move, is to shore up the offensive line. Because all these weapons, all these creative formations, all these schematic wrinkles, they only matter if your quarterback has time to make them work. If the Pittsburgh Steelers truly believe they're entering a season where they can compete, not just survive, but contend, they can't overlook how fragile their current tackle situation really is. You can have a dozen offensive weapons at your disposal, but they're meaningless if your quarterback doesn't have time to breathe. This isn't a video game. In the NFL, you don't get to skip past the trenches. You don't get to pretend the edge rushers are going to take it easy on you. If anything, they're going to circle your weakness like sharks around blood in the water. And right now, left tackle and right tackle are bleeding vulnerabilities. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The world of the NFL is buzzing with rumors after star running back James Ramsey reportedly broke his silence about a potential on-field partnership with wide receiver Metcalf at the Pittsburgh Steelers. According to sources close to the team, Ramsey has expressed clear reservations about playing alongside Metcalf, sparking a heated debate among fans and analysts alike. The Steelers, known for their strategic gameplay and strong locker room culture, might face unforeseen challenges if these whispers turn out to be true. Ramsey's reluctance has stirred up speculation about possible locker room tensions and how this could affect the team's chemistry in the upcoming season. While official statements from the Steelers remain tight-lipped, insiders suggest that this internal disagreement could lead to significant roster adjustments or even shake up the offensive strategy. The notion that a star running back would openly oppose sharing the field with a prominent receiver like Metcalf is unprecedented. and has fueled a wave of rumors regarding potential conflicts or a power struggle within the team. Fans are left wondering if this feud is a genuine concern or just a strategic ploy designed to distract opponents, whatever the truth may be. The Steelers camp is now the epicenter of intense speculation, and the possibility of RAMSEY and METCALF never playing together is a tantalizing scenario for NFL followers. This developing story promises to influence not just Pittsburgh's tactics, but possibly ripple across the entire league. Rumors indicate that RAMSEY's stance might stem from differing play styles or a clash in personalities that could disrupt the cohesion essential for the Steelers' offensive line. METCALF, known for his aggressive route running and explosive speed, often demands the spotlight and the ball, which some speculate might overshadow RAMSEY's role on the team. This potential rivalry has led insiders to question whether the Steelers' management is prepared to mediate or if they will side with one player over the other. The atmosphere within the team could become strained, impacting morale and performance. Coaches reportedly are caught in a tough position, trying to balance the talents and egos of these key players to maintain harmony on and off the field. Observers suggest that if the discord escalates, the Steelers might consider trading either RAMSEY or METCALF to preserve locker room unity. The ripple effects of such a decision would undoubtedly alter the Steelers' offensive dynamics and impact their standings. Fans and analysts alike are tracking every bit of information, trying to piece together what could be a major storyline in the upcoming NFL season. This brewing conflict adds a layer of intrigue and drama to what many hoped would be a straightforward partnership between two of Pittsburgh's top talents, leaving the football community on edge, adding fuel to the fire. Some reports claim that RAMSEY has voiced his concerns privately to team officials, emphasizing his discomfort with playing alongside METCALF during critical moments. This revelation has raised questions about whether RAMSEY is attempting to assert dominance or protect his status within the team hierarchy. On the other side, METCALF's camp has denied any tension, portraying the rumored rift as exaggerated or purely speculative. This conflicting narrative creates a murky picture, making it difficult to discern fact from fiction. Meanwhile, the Steelers coaching staff is rumored to be exploring alternative formations and lineups that would minimize direct collaboration between RAMSEY and METCALF. Such strategies could involve utilizing METCALF primarily as a deep threat, while focusing RAMSEY on ground attacks, reducing their overlap. However, these tactical adjustments might come at a cost, potentially limiting the team's offensive versatility. The broader NFL community is watching closely, as this potential internal strife could set a precedent for how teams manage high-profile player disagreements. Whether this situation escalates into a full-blown controversy or dissolves quietly remains to be seen. But the intrigue surrounding RAMSEY and METCALF has already captured the imagination of fans and pundits alike. The uncertainty hanging over the Steelers' offensive lineup adds an unexpected twist to the preseason narrative, promising a season filled with drama and unpredictability. Speculation also surrounds the possibility that RAMSEY's public comments were a strategic move to gain leverage during contract negotiations or to influence upcoming trade talks. Agents and insiders suggest that such statements might be designed to drive up RAMSEY's value or encourage the Steelers to reconsider METCALF's role on the team. Conversely, METCALF's impressive stats and recent performances could strengthen his position, leaving RAMSEY isolated if the team chooses to back the younger receiver's trajectory. This tug-of-war highlights the business side of professional football, where player dynamics are often intertwined with financial considerations. The Steelers' front office is reportedly closely monitoring these developments, weighing the risks and benefits of potential roster changes. Meanwhile, sports media outlets have seized on the story, generating extensive coverage and fan debate. Social media platforms are buzzing with opinions, memes, and speculations, reflecting how deeply these rumors have penetrated public discourse. This situation underscores how player relationships, both real and rumored, can dominate headlines and impact team reputation. If this internal conflict escalates, it could shape the Steelers' off-season moves and set a tone for future contract negotiations with other players as the NFL offseason unfolds. The saga of RAMSEY versus METCALF remains a compelling subplot, blending athletic competition with personal drama and business strategy. Ultimately, the ramifications of RAMSEY's declaration could extend far beyond Pittsburgh's locker room, influencing league-wide perceptions of player collaboration and team dynamics. If RAMSEY truly refuses to share the field with METCALF, it raises profound questions about how NFL teams manage star talent coexistence and navigate personality clashes. Coaches and executives across the league might take note, re-evaluating their approaches to roster construction and conflict resolution. Moreover, this developing drama could impact player morale and fan engagement as supporters of both athletes take sides. The Steelers, a franchise with a storied history and passionate fan base, now face the challenge of maintaining unity amidst these swirling rumors. As the preseason progresses, all eyes will be on Pittsburgh to see if RAMSEY and METCALF can reconcile or if their divide becomes an insurmountable obstacle. Whatever the outcome, this story has injected an unexpected layer of suspense into the NFL narrative, reminding everyone that football is as much about personalities and relationships as it is about skill and strategy. In the end, the unfolding Rams and Metcalf saga could redefine the boundaries of teamwork in professional sports, making it one of the most talked about stories of the year. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.